my own stuff. I've got a little 70 Dart I'm almost finished with. It was my dad's car originally.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a little car, white car. We're actually wiring up a Dart here. I think it's next month, or the month after next. Hey guys, Eric with Retro Rides. I'm here with Pierre. He owns Altered Ego Alignments. Does all of our alignments here, which is really nice for us because he does them here in-house. We do 2 at a time usually. It makes it easier for him. It's about a full day's work getting these cars aligned, but after all the chassis stuff we do to them, brakes, whatever, he gets them pointing straight down the road. This is Pierre.
How you doing?
Tell us about what you're doing here on this Corvette.
Well, we're doing a 4-wheel alignment on the Corvette after a RideTech suspension install, and it's pretty labor intensive on these old Corvettes to get them done, but
yeah, the independent rear and front and all that stuff, and this one's got adjustable coilovers on it, which gives you even more adjustability on it. So right now on this 63, we decided to raise it up a little bit for clearance. The car sat low and looked awesome, but you don't want to be tearing the oil pans off anything. So we brought it back up and brought Pierre back out here to get it straightened out. We also got a 69 Camaro lined up for him today. Pierre, what got you started in doing this?
I worked at an alignment center in California many years ago, and talking with a lot of people at the drag race and in the show car scene, and shops like Eric's, felt the need for an alignment service to cater to the car enthusiast, being able to do the cars on site so the cars didn't have to be taken down, left at another shop somewhere, risking damage or theft, anything like that. So just wanted to provide a nice secure service for the car enthusiast, and take our time and make them as perfect as we can make them.
And for a shop like mine, it's really important that we're not shuffling cars all over town. Pierre specializes in the custom chassis stuff, whether it's drag racing or air ride or whatever. A lot of alignment shops don't want to even touch that stuff. It's a little bit outside the box, and because everything we do is outside the box, Pierre is a good fit. Do you specialize in drag cars or road race cars? Or
actually, everything. Any kind of specialty car. We do a lot of drag cars, road course cars, drift cars have become a very popular thing here recently. And then street rods, factory restorations, anything on the older specialty front, that's what we set up the business for.
So Pierre, what's kind of the process of setting up a car here? So I know that you're coming, in the morning, and we'll get a car kind of prepped on our end. When you come in, what's some of the setup stuff you have to do to be able to do an in-house alignment?
So I bring the equipment in. We use a full digital Hunter alignment system. We get the equipment set in place and measured out, and then we go through a process of calibrating the surface we'll be having the car on. And from there, basically, we've turned this bay into an alignment center until we move the equipment out. We could leave this equipment set up for a week in here and align cars all week long. It's virtually an alignment center without the rack. So
that's really cool. I know that initial time setting up is obviously the key part of doing alignments, a good alignment. But once you got the setup on it, then you're good to go as long as it takes, right?
Correct. Yeah, we can do as many cars as we need to do at this point with it set up in place.
So how's this car shaping up?
It's coming together very well, especially after a complete suspension install. There's usually a lot of adjustments to be made, but it's shaping up really well, and it should drive like a brand new car.
These are probably one of the trickier cars to do too, right?
One of the most difficult cars to align, yes.
Yeah. So on something like this 57 here behind you, that's got full air ride on it. Typically when we do alignments on those, we like to set them at ride height. Correct. And kind of get them adjusted as best we can, because they're going to, the toe and all that stuff's going to change as you cycle through the air system on it. So do you do a fair amount of air ride stuff as well?
We do, yeah. Quite a bit of that. And we do these kind of like we do our drag race applications. We'll cycle the suspension through the range of travel, For instance, like this where it's going up and down.
Yeah.
We'll set it at right height, and then we'll adjust it up, down, and find a happy medium where if they lower it a little bit, it's not going to cause an issue with tire wear. Try to find that happy balance with everything.
I'm looking around at all the cars in here, and every one of them has a different chassis setup of something, you know, so, I mean, you really got to know your stuff to be able to go through and set each one of these cars up for its particular type of driving. So, like, say a drag car versus a street car, in a nutshell, what's the biggest difference in like the front end setup anyway?
Yeah, what we look for on the drag cars is, depending on if it's a tube chassis car or a back half car with stock front suspension, I really watch the front end travel and the trend of how the alignment changes. I've seen a lot of cars that will either be uncontrollable early on the track or at the finish line when they let out of the throttle. So we find that happy medium everywhere, so it's controllable from start to finish.
Yeah, because it's nose up going down the road there. You don't want tires pulling in or something as it's going down.
I've done a lot of cars where the complaint was the car went straight down the track, and as soon as they lift out of the throttle, they didn't want to change lanes, and we go in and fix that for them. So safety is the main thing when we're doing these.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. Well, we definitely appreciate everything you do here. And every one of these cars has your name on it here coming up. So
well, we appreciate the business and the partnership we've developed with you doing this. So
well, it's a lot of fun. And if you need your car going straight down the road, hit up Pierre, Altered Ego.
You can find us. We do have a Facebook page and Instagram, and it's Altered Ego Alignment.